I'm Donna Wolfe from Naztazia.com.
Today I'll show how to crochet a baby penguin. To do this, I'm using small amounts of Red Heart Super Saver and a size F hook. Throughout this pattern, it's important to do a yarn under for the first part of the single crochet stitch, which I will show you. To begin, make a magic ring, which is just a loose slip knot. Chain 1. Make 6 single crochet stitches within the ring. As you can see, instead of doing a yarn over for the first part of the single crochet, I'm doing a yarn under. This will help keep the color changes a bit straighter in the final penguin. Four, 5, and 6. Pull the starting tail in to close the ring. For round 2, make 2 single crochet stitches in each stitch around. It is important, since we're working in a spiral crochet, to mark our first stitches. We're not making slip stitches, so the stitch marker lets us know where the beginning of each round is. At the end, you'll have 12 single crochet stitches on this round. For round 3, we'll start off with 2 single crochet stitches in the first stitch. Always mark that first stitch. And then in the next stitch, we will make 1 single crochet. Repeat 2 single crochet stitches, followed by 1 single crochet. Continue this around. For round 4, start with 2 single crochet stitches in the first stitch and mark the first single crochet. Then make 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 1 more single crochet in the next stitch. Continue this pattern around. For round 5, start with 2 single crochet stitches. Mark the first stitch, and then make 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Repeat this pattern around. At this point, you will have 30 single crochet stitches for your round. We're going to do some color changes now. Start off with 1 blue single crochet and mark it. Next, begin another blue single crochet, but finish it with the white yarn. We need to connect the light yarn on the last blue stitch, so the next stitch can become a light single crochet. Make 8 single crochet stitches with the white yarn. 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th single crochet, switch over to the blue yarn. Continue crocheting with the blue yarn for the remaining stitches on this round. We're going to increase the white stitches to 10 on this next round, and the next round to 12 white stitches. Keep this in mind when changing colors. Start off with 1 blue single crochet, but don't finish it. Take the white yarn from behind and loosely move it over. You can see the big loop I'm creating in the back. This will be hidden inside the penguin. Finish the first blue stitch. Mark it. Now make 10 single crochet stitches using the white yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And on the 10th stitch, loosely switch over to the blue yarn. Finish this round with the blue yarn. For round 8, we're going to start with the white yarn. So on the last stitch of the previous round, switch colors. Our first stitch will be with the light yarn. Make 12 stitches using the white yarn. (11) and 12. Switch over to the blue yarn again. Finish this round with the blue yarn. For rounds 9 through 22, we're just going to repeat what we did for round 8. We need to start the first stitch with the white yarn. So that means we need to finish the last stitch with the white yarn to do the color change. And change back to the blue yarn after 12 stitches. Once completed, you can cut the white yarn, but leave the blue yarn still connected. We'll be using it later to close up the penguin. I like to use the white tail end to help me sew on the eyes. I'm using 3/8 of an inch or 9mm round buttons for the eyes. Please watch my video on sewing tips with crochet if you are unfamiliar with some of these techniques. And sew the other button on as well. Sometimes it helps to turn the crochet work inside out so you can weave in the ends securely underneath. For the bill, I'm using orange yarn and made a ring with 6 single crochet in it and 2 single crochet in each stitch for the second round. I like to squish the crochet circle like this, and then use the tail end to sew it together a bit along the edge. And then I like to sew it to the penguin like this. These are small items and are a bit hard to work with, so sew it to the penguin the best you can. We need to make 2 flipper-like wings and 2 feet for our penguin. We're going to use the same pattern for all 4 items. Start with the magic ring and then make 4 single crochet stitches in it. For the next round, make 2 single crochet in each stitch around. Instead of trying to figure out rounds, it's best for the rest of this to just make 1 single crochet in each stitch around, working in spirals. You'll make 56 single crochet stitches. This will form the length of the penguin's flippers and feet. Once completed, we're going to do a single crochet 2 together stitch around. I like to work just in the front loops only when making this stitch, to avoid having a bumpy or bulky stitch. Do as many single crochet 2 together stitches as you can until the top is closed up nicely. And then leave a long tail end for sewing. Be sure to watch my Sewing with Crochet video for tips and tricks. This is how I like to sew the flippers onto the penguin. I try to take small stitches and just ensure it is sewn securely to the side of the body. Once completed, I push my needle through to the other side, and then inside I take small stitches to secure everything. I rarely cut off my yarn. Since you won't see it inside, it's best to just leave the tail end hanging, and it serves as more stuffing inside. Now, it is time to lightly stuff the item with polyester fiberfill. I highly recommend using polyester filling over anything else since it is relatively safe and generally hypoallergenic. Now it's time to close up the penguin. I'm beginning with a single crochet 2 together stitch. And you can see I'm doing this stitch in the front loops only. Then, in the next 3 stitches, I make 1 single crochet. Repeat this pattern around. For the next round, I'm closing things up even further. This time, on this round, we'll do a single crochet 2 together, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Continue this pattern around. You might need to add some more filling at this point. This will probably be the last time you'll get to fill it, so ensure it is to your liking. And for the next round, I'm doing the single crochet 2 together, followed by a single crochet. Continue this around. And finally, for this last round, I'm doing single crochet 2 together stitches around. Try to do as many as you can for this round. Ideally, it should be 6, but if you can't fit them, it is okay. Once completed, cut a long tail end and sew the bottom closed completely. Then take the 2 feet that you made before and sew them to the bottom of the penguin. And that's how I make a cute and adorable baby penguin.